Tell me what you think about this infrastructure proposal that you've got moving up on Capitol Hill right now. Amendments are happening. Do you like any of the amendments? Do you think there need to be any changes before this bill gets to the president's desk for signature?
Well, it's good to see you, Eamon. This is a generational opportunity. This is certainly the most significant effort in my lifetime to invest in America's infrastructure. And it would really change the game, whether we're talking about roads and bridges, traditional infrastructure, our ports, our airports, getting goods to market more quickly, but also the 21st century infrastructure, getting high-speed internet to all Americans, replacing all lead water pipes. This is a big deal and a big opportunity. We are really grateful to see the process moving forward. As you say, the bill is on the Senate floor now. They're considering amendments. But the thing that I would emphasize is this is an issue that's been debated for decades. The specific issues here have been worked on for weeks, and so we're really optimistic and hopeful that this process will move forward and resolve, and we'll see a final vote in the Senate here shortly.
Do you like any of these amendments? Do you think there need to be any changes, or are you happy just the way it is with the printed text, all 2,700 pages or whatever it ended up being? Do you think there need to be any changes here?
Well, this is the legislative process. The 2,700 pages, that reflects the compromise and the really diligent work of a group of senators, but also committee chairs and ranking members over the course of the last several weeks. And like any piece of legislation, it goes through the process, and where there is bipartisan support to make modifications, that will happen. We're engaging on those issues in real time. This is how the process works, and Washington hasn't put something big like this together in a while, so we haven't seen this in a while, but we anticipate there'll be some modifications along the way. But the core package reflects the president's plan, which is a multi-year investment, a capital investment in our country to upgrade our nation's physical infrastructure, not just our existing physical infrastructure, but the infrastructure we're going to need for the next generation, whether that be high-speed internet or electric vehicle charging for what we know to be the revolution in terms of electric vehicles that is coming.
You know, the conventional wisdom in Washington used to be that the easiest bill to pass was a giant spending bill, which had roads and bridges and stuff in every state and in every congressional district. This bill certainly fits that label, and yet it's been hard to get even this done in a Washington that's much more polarized than it's ever been before. So even though the conventional wisdom used to be that this is easy to do you think you're going to have the votes here at the end of the day to get this done?
We're confident we can get this done. You're right that this used to be an issue that didn't raise as much partisan concern. But part of what President Biden has done from the get-go is say wherever we can find compromise and common ground, he's going to work to try to do that in a bipartisan way. This is a big effort to do that. And one of the things that we have been heartened by is we've seen the unlikely coalitions come together around this bill. The major business organizations in the country, the Chamber of Commerce, the Business Roundtable, major labor organizations from the AFL-CIO and others, as well as mayors and governors all around the country, almost 400 mayors standing up and saying, this is precisely what we need. If we think about growing our economy at the local level, we need to replace lead pipes. We need to get high-speed internet in the hands of our residents. So we're seeing unlikely coalitions come together. We're confident we can get this done. Obviously, this process, we're taking nothing for granted. We're working hard and staying closely connected with our Senate counterparts, but we're hopeful and confident we can get this through the Senate, then work through the House and get this to President Biden's desk.
Now, coming right after this, you guys have another proposal for even more spending, a $3+ trillion spending. They're calling it sort of the soft infrastructure spending proposal that you guys have been working on all year long as well. Do you have the votes for that one, as big as it is, at $3+ trillion? And then I think the question for you, going back to the Obama years, is was your lesson from Obama and the Obama stimulus just go big or go home? Do you think you went like a little too small with Obama and you're trying to course correct now that you're with the Biden administration?
Well, this president came in focused on making sure that we were going to tackle both our health and economic crises simultaneously. Our actions to date have been focused very much like a laser beam on that, and we have seen the results. Obviously, we're working through challenges with the Delta variant now, but we are experiencing a historic recovery, historic economic growth, historic job growth. The proposals here are really about something different. This is not about short-term stimulus. It's about long-term investments in our country's productive capacity. And a big piece of that is what you refer to as human infrastructure, investing in early education, in childcare, so that more people and more parents can get into the workforce, and doing so in a way that is fully offset across time. It's also been a while in Washington that we've actually tried to responsibly pay for what we're doing. That's a core of the proposals we put forward. So we're also confident that we can move that process forward in the Senate. Those are issues that have traditionally had some bipartisan support, but we're not anticipating that that will be a bipartisan vote. But we think that we can get that process going in the Senate and the House to write what's known as a reconciliation bill and get that done as well.